Congresswoman, in a nutshell, I think it was already spoken brilliantly here, but why is this issue so important?
It really is about life and death for many American people, for many of the people in this community in particular. That's why I'm really engaged, because firsthand, as we begin to unravel in our public hospital system, as Benton began to lose beds, and as well as it impacted their emergency room status, as LBJ had to as well be impacted by the loss of hospital beds. It was certainly partly because we did not take the expanded Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act, which would have given a large number of working poor the ability to have access, something we're still fighting for. But seeing that in its initial impact, then knowing what would happen when the Affordable Care Act would be eliminated, the special benefits of wellness care, that is unique. That means that every person can be diagnosed at least once a year if something is awry. Most times people go years without seeing a doctor because they could not pay for it. So that's number one. That saves lives, but it saves money, because that means that you're treated before it becomes catastrophic. The pre-existing condition, when I started practicing law in a large law firm, my pregnancy was a pre-existing condition. Independent of that law firm, I would not have been able to get insurance. Acne was a pre-existing condition. So the Affordable Care Act came and knocked down all the stereotypes that had stopped Americans from getting health care. Now, when you take and begin to take it apart, you deny the incentives that brought all the insurance companies together. And I want to answer the question ahead of time about premiums that went up. Premiums are stabilizing. They're at their lowest amount. They went up a little bit because the healthier younger people had not enrolled at the level we would hope. But we are making progress. And each year we enroll more of the younger population, and we're upwards of 30 million Americans getting health care under the Affordable Care Act.
What are the legitimate, realistic chances of applying the brakes to this momentum to repeal? Already the measure has gone through the House. Speaker Ryan is speaking very boastfully about being able to repeal this. How are you all going to be able to stop it?
Well, part of what we passed was all theater, because the Affordable Care Act is still in place, though there are some financial aspects to my disappointment that are impacted. One of them is the unfunding of Planned Parenthood, which serves a lot of women for the health care. But they have not repealed the functioning of the Affordable Care Act, because it would be a national disaster. It would be a crisis. It would have people literally in the streets. What they're attempting to do, and we heard today, there's so many voices. This one has a plan. This one has a plan. Somebody has a cheap plan. Somebody has a plan of health care for America. That's not doing health care. That's politics. That's every member trying to be interviewed on television about their plan. And then one senator had the nerve to call it, let's get the cheap plans, and let's get a bunch of small businesses and individuals to get together so they can buy the cheap plan. That's not realistic. And these stories that I heard today brought me to tears. As a breast cancer survivor, as someone who could understand what it means to have not, at my lowest moment, been able to seek and get what would be the finest care. I see it up close and personal. For those of us who have watched parents' demise and then pass, to know that we could provide them comfort with health care because of Medicare, and in some instances insurance that added to that, we know the value of this coverage. There are several things that Republicans are doing and have done wrong. The denying of working Texans from getting the expanded Medicaid, money still in the coffers for Texas. I am frightened as to where those millions of dollars, $100 million, would go. For 6 years, we were denied that. Obama administration, this is a side story, worked with Secretary Burwell. I am up close and personal. Up close and personal, Secretary Burwell wanted to do anything she could to allow the state of Texas to take it on their terms. They would not accept. We have given the state of Texas what we call the 1191 waiver, look it up, for them not to lose their Medicaid because they would not take the expanded Medicaid. But that was part of the plan. And the state of Kentucky has it, West Virginia has it, and they have eons of coal miners and others who are on the Affordable Care Act. So the bottom line is, show me what real plan you have. Show me, as our fellow colleagues, Democrats have said, or President Obama said, if you've got a plan, I'll support it. If you've got a plan that has all of the elements, the low cost of prescription drugs. Ronnie is a living example. I came upon Ronnie, he's part of our office now. He didn't detail the many ailments that he has. He's in college. He couldn't pay upwards of $1,000 for prescription drugs to keep him alive. Today, he goes about his daily life. He's in college. He has a full life because of the Affordable Care Act. That's how serious this is.
Representative, you've been fighting for this plan for ages. I was with you at the DNC when you did it. My question, however, is while you are fighting and a few Democrats are fighting, I have yet to see Democrats, as the Tea Party and the Republicans did back in 2009, fighting for this plan. Are we going to stand up this time for the Affordable Care Act, unlike what was done previously?
Well, let me say this. It was only because of Democrats that we got the Affordable Care Act. And we had to stand up and take the spitting. We had to take the horrible attacks. I physically was there, obviously, to vote on that Sunday. There were throngs of Tea Party people. If we were to be intimidated, we would not have voted for it. There were members spat upon. There were screaming and name-calling while we were looked over the balcony at the protesters. I am not against the freedom of speech. They have every right to be there. But the anger and the possibility of violence was glaring. But we voted for 201 because it had come to us not only in our intellectual capacity as members of the United States Congress and our responsibility as members who govern this nation, we happen to be Democrats, that we were willing to sacrifice our careers to make that vote to give Americans what we think would be life-saving. I'd listened to too many stories, like a little girl whose parents kept going to one insurance company every single week. Will you insure her? She had leukemia, and she died before the insurance company would even recognize. She was 8 years old. I heard too many of those stories, so did my colleagues. So this was a passion, almost a religion for us, but we did not ignore Republicans. We asked them to participate with us, and as well, we allowed harmful amendments, which we got blamed for, which is that you couldn't keep your own insurance, passed by a senator out of Iowa. And therefore, we took the hits. We thought that was going to help get votes, and it did not. Why? Because Republicans thought that this was going to be the undermining of President Obama. It was not. He was reelected, and their only goal for 8 years was the undermining of President Obama. Then they want us to look toward the incoming president-elect, whose only campaign issue was, one, what birth certificate did President Obama have, and number two, to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which was a lifeline of all of my constituents and many Americans that I've come to meet.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman.
Thank you.
Given the votes of last week, are you, optimistic that this can be stopped, or, how are you feeling given Thursday and Friday's votes in the House?
Well, we know that there are senators in the United States Senate who are very unsure, and they happen to be Republicans, for what's going to happen if there is a repeal of life-saving insurance coverage with nothing. And so, yes, we feel empowered by the nothingness of what the Republicans have offered. There is no plan. Right now, you should be, as a reporter, writing and analyzing their plan. But now you have so many voices wanting to be seen and heard about their plan. We have a Texas congressperson with a plan. We have some senators with a plan. We have the speaker with a plan. I don't know who has a plan. We have committees that are trying to write a plan. This Affordable Care Act did not come lightly or shortly. We worked and worked. I'm on judiciary. I was part of the Affordable Care Act. Energy and Commerce, Ways and Means. We didn't come up on this subsidy lightly. We knew we had to give something for the mandate for those who couldn't afford it. They're taking that away. How are the people who are the poorest that need the insurance to get subsidized to go into the marketplace, which is what they're keeping, the exchange? But if the insurance companies don't have anybody to come in there and buy because I don't have a subsidy, then how are they going to buy? But we want to give in the plan of the Republicans billions to the insurers and zero to working families. It's working. Listen to doctors. What you need to do is to work around the edges. For a long time, we had something called an imbalance with Medicare, and it was called the doctor fix. We needed to fix it. We ultimately fixed it. We worked together as Democrats and Republicans, and we did the doctor fix in the last 2 years. And I was there to see it. It came about through, unfortunately, Medicare Part D. That's a long story, and we had it in there, and we needed to fix it. It took us a period of time. We're working together with Republicans and Democrats. We fixed the imbalance in the funding for doctors under Medicare. We fixed it. Why are we not fixing this? Ask a Republican, ask my colleagues who are here in Houston, why has this become a political straw man? Why are we using the people who have nothing to do with our political battles? Why is it politics over people? That's the issue.
And are you planning on the inauguration on Friday?
I have not made any decision about that, and I will make a principled and private decision.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.